Hey, this is Next Meridian again. We are Nicholas and Mathilde and we left everything behind to travel the world with our Land Rover Defender Albatross. 3 years, 7 continents, 88 countries and just the road as a whole. Last week we traveled through the south of Norway and we loved it. In this episode we show you our drive up north, up until the Arctic Circle. The West Fjords, some great encounters with other Defender owners, a league challenge with Elbow, and our first reindeers on the road. All the way up north, that's the topic of today's episode.
The roads here are so insane. We keep changing landscape. Like we went from the snow to the forest to the fjords to the flatlands, and now look at this. We're going back to the fjords up to the snow. And with this crazy uphill, we're at max speed at 35 kilometers per hour. Hard to go. And that's second gear.
Fall is coming, I can feel it. The breeze brings goosebumps to my skin. Tonight the whiskey feels stronger.
This new week on the road started super well and the trip was exceeding all our expectations. Despite spring being very early and many roads being still closed because of the snow, we found so many alternatives that had just opened. It was so beautiful and all covered with snow. I will put in the description the Norway Road Authority website where you can find all the most reliable information on opening roads. We actually love to discover Norway early and still be able to see those walls of snow and ice lakes. There's also much less people on the roads, which make it super nice. That day, we were on our way to meet with 2 fellow travelers, Jacopo and Georgia.
Starting a fire here with Jacopo, the first overlanders. The first overlanders we meet with a Defender from Italy, by the way. So that's pretty funny. And this is the Defender. And so the view over a lake.
Consider that like
We found it once and he lost it 3 times.
Georgia here to save the day.
Another vice, grab my old lighter.
Mathilde, vegetarian burger. Giacomo, vegetarian burger. Jacopo, sorry again. Georgia, vegetarian burger. And I got a steak burger. When it's raining outside,
is full and aching strong. So
okay, what can we
another blow on the fire.
Hello, good morning. So, we just had a little breakfast with Jacopo and Georgia. We slept in this beautiful place. It was a bit harder to see last night, but look at it here. The price of the bather was in Italy was euro and 10. So it's the lowest price.
Via Kudry ci sono 235,
No, il terreno 35, 85, 16, no?
esatto, non mi ricordo mai, però sono quelli standard. Per adesso vanno bene, forse prendei 2,60.
Hi everybody, I'm Jacopo
I'm Georgia.
and this is our Defender. We are coming from Italy.
And we are on a trip in Norway.
So
Okay.
And where are you from?
we're coming from Vicenza on the north of Italy. So we drive around Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and now we are
We are going back home.
And the Defender has a name or not?
Yeah, Alaska.
Alaska, cool. Why?
Because I like the Alaska.
Cold places. We like cold places.
The cold places.
Italians who love cold places.
Not
Yeah.
all Italian, I think so.
Yeah, that's weird. But
And one day Alaska will go to Alaska?
One day.
yeah.
One
I
day?
think so.
Amazing. Okay, have a good road, guys.
Yeah.
Is ash till all that's left.
So we left the fjord on the coast. It's just a little bit windy. Nothing too bad. Yeah, just a very little bit of wind. Playing with the wind is fun. We had been a bit lucky with the weather forecast so far, but that night the rain got us. Just woke up and it was raining all day. There was a lot of wind that was hitting the car on that side, and we discovered this morning that all this side is covered with water and it's leaking everywhere. We didn't have that in Iceland. We had done the trip in Iceland also to test some of the material in rainy and cold conditions, and it was fine. I mean, we had a tiny bit of water in some parts, but that was it. But now I'm going to show you. It's really bad. So here you can see there's some drops all along the tent. Look at this part. This is completely wet, and that's the front also leaking pretty bad. And what we discovered is that there's literally a pond here in the junction between the car and the roof tent. Look, if I could raise goldfish in there. Insane. And the best for the last is that look at the mattress. So look, the mattress is just like a sponge, like this whole area is all wet. I think it like got some water from here and then like soaked it, and now the mattress is completely wet. It's terrible.
That's all from everything that's here.
It's even more worrying that it's not raining so much right now. I mean, you can see the lake, it's like super small drops. So it's really just the wind that is pushing the water on this side. But honestly, it's barely any rain right now.
We found some solutions. We asked online on Instagram. A lot of people came back to us saying that the waterproofing spray was what worked the best. We tried to go to the biggest hardware store and we found this one. So I don't know the brand, but the guy said that it was a good brand and that for sure it will work. So we got 2 of these bottles because we want to do it from outside, but we might also want to do it from inside just because what we saw, there was a lot of water coming in. So anyways, before we do this, we need to really dry the tent.
While it was raining, we stopped in a cafe to work a bit with the Wi-Fi, and we put the wet bath to like full steam in the car. So the mattress is almost dry, which is a good news. Maybe not in the inside entirely, but the rest is perfect. And the inside, the top inside of the tent as well. It's just because we had the roof closed and like this part is still a bit humid, but it's probably going to dry now. And we're going to enjoy a bit more dry weather because now we have no rain for 2 or 3 hours, so we're going to take that time to do a bit of the cleaning and spray the waterproofing product we bought this morning. That's how we do some work on the road. The only solution we found was to book a camping place, and so they were nice enough to give us a tarp that we can use to cover the car, and we will sleep in one of those little cabins so that we don't die from the waterproofing product that is already giving us headache. So yeah, I mean, it's more expensive than any of the nights that we've done so far, but we didn't pay any nights yet, so I mean, that's fair. Beautiful sunset while Ibo is drying. We are drying as well. Our tent issue solved, we finished the visit of this area and headed up to check the Breen, the glacier of Brixdal. There we met with 20 years old Helen, traveling alone in a Defender 130.
You can step in if you want to. Or,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe
sure.
I remove my shoes?
Yeah, no, you can just step in.
So in here, if you just walk in, so here we walk in. So Helen has a couch on the left and a couch on the right. She has access directly there, well, more like a window to the cabin, to the front of the vehicle. Her bed is up here, and she's got little windows so that she could look outside. So that's window 1 and window 2. It's very cute. She's got all her pictures of family and friends, I guess, up here. Little opening for ventilation. And so she told us, don't worry, she didn't do her dishes, but the sink, the dishes, the cooking set, and over here all the different spices, vegetables, and I'm guessing in these different drawers there are the different clothing and foods. Here's a fridge, and I'm guessing that down here, let's see what's below here, there's more storage and different plugs, electrical plugs, and activations of water. So it is pretty spacious in here compared to ours, because we can really stand straight and really enjoy the space more than in our vehicle. So that's pretty neat. And it looks like she has a stereo system in the back, which you can manage directly from here. That's pretty cool. And it's a 130 TD4 Puma. Here's Helen. Helen, how old are you?
20.
And how long have you been traveling for?
8 months now.
How many more?
2.
And you've been mostly where in Europe, right?
Yes, I drove all around Europe, started in Germany, drove down to Greece, then Italy, Spain, Portugal, France, and then I came up here to rainy Norway.
Rainy Norway here with Mathilde and I, hanging out in the, what do we call this? The glaciers, but
Valley?
No, with the smog and the
Mist?
The mist. Thank you, that's the word we're looking for. So this is Helen, and this is our vehicle called
Freddy.
Freddy. Her vehicle is called Freddy.
Exciting. We said goodbye to Helen and started our way towards Fjorden, a beautiful and wild fjord leading to the famous Geiranger. Albo is on the boat. We just said hi to the captain and we're sailing off to Geiranger. This fjord is quite special for another reason. Above the fjord stands Geirangerfjord. It looks like an ordinary mountain, but there's a 700 meters long and up to 30 meters wide crack that is each year growing in the mountain. It threatens to create a huge slide of 150 million tons of rock. That would trigger a tsunami wave up to 80 meters high. So the entire fjord is actually threatened to disappear in a huge, devastating wave. But they don't know when. It makes Geirangerfjord the mountains the most monitored in the world.
Hello, I am the captain and my name is Geir. I am from Norway. My name is Geir, the same as this Geirangerfjord. It's the same.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And what is the name of this boat?
Our land.
Nice to meet you. Have a good day.
Thank you for bringing us to Geiranger.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Zero degrees in Geiranger, and they're saying it should be snowing, but clearly it's not. But I think we're going to go through a mountain pass right now and it might be snowing. When we finished exploring Geiranger, it was time to seriously move up north. We are shipping the car in June from Germany to Canada, so we had no time to lose. We drew a route up north, passing through tons of other Norwegian wonders, and went for it. The objective was to reach Bodø, a town where we could ship the car to the Lofoten by the end of the week. Where are we going now?
We're at Eikersdalen Vatnet.
And where are we going?
Oh, we're going to Vevang, which is at the coast.
Yeah, you know, it's this very famous road that goes over 8 bridges, and that is in, I think, the last James Bond movie. So let's go check it out. So officially bivouac spot is here, and we have a little table there, and we have the sunset here. Everything is planned, everything works fine. We keep it.
Historia. I work for Tess and I'm helping out with the car.
Perfect. So we have a little water tube problem. It's leaking, and so Ture is going to help us with this. There we go. What I'm gonna do is eat up this tube. Let me actually just put this out. Tess here, the store, has given us 2 t-shirts. One for me, one for Mathilde. They're super nice. They were really helpful with giving us the little spare parts we needed. Instead of buying, a whole box full of screws and all the different parts we needed, they just gave us what we wanted. And so we finished the job. So if you can see here, we started with this smaller one that ended here. Now we got this heater hose, which is done on purpose. Oh, actually look, made in France, funny. And so it's going up to here, so I'm hoping now that it will not be leaking. It's a bit ugly, but hopefully it does the trick. And what is your name? Renata. It's hard. So it's a really funny story. We just walked in the store with the 2 Tess t-shirts and they were like, oh cool, so when do you guys start? You guys want to start job tomorrow? And we're like, yeah, of course, we're ready. So Tess is all over Norway. I mean, they just helped us out with a little hose. But we came out here, took a picture together, and they are going to upload it on their website as well. They think it's a funny story. And they wish us a good 3 years, and that's it, I think.
They didn't make us pay for anything.
And they didn't make us pay for anything, yeah. So it was really nice of them. Thanks, guys.
So we arrived in Norway through here, and then we did a loop in the south, and then we hanged around the fjords here. And now we are going to take a shortcut to go all the way north, but I don't think anyone realized how long Norway is. So basically Norway goes from here to all the way up here. And so now we're going to do all this road until a town called Boda here, or Bode, so that we can take a ferry and take the next leg of the trip to the Lofoten Islands. But the next 2 days will be just a lot of driving north. When we decided to take that road, in our head, we were taking a rapid shortcut. Something boring, a lot of driving, some rapid ways, yeah, nothing fascinating. We couldn't be more wrong. We actually loved the road. Lots of snow, beautiful forests and rivers, frozen lakes everywhere. It was another kind of landscape, all in all, and we had never seen something like that. And if, like us, you're a bit sad to miss some of the Norwegian coast, don't be. This road is absolutely amazing, at least at this time of the year, and we had a lot of fun driving on it. In particular, we saw our first reindeers in the wild, just crossing the road.
Slow. Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy. That's hard to get over. I'm foreigner in the sport, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the They done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average. The cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes.
Made it to the polar circle.
And just 2 minutes later, there's officially no more trees.
It's so bright
Thanks for watching this episode. Next week we show you the Lofoten archipelago. Absolutely magical place. If you enjoyed following us on our journey, like the video and hit the subscribe button. See you in the Lofoten!
This one's for my wife. Could've left 1,000 times just about my side. This one's for the grind. I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy.
What's the plan for tonight?
Tonight we're trying to do pizza in a pan.
So we got tomato sauce, a bit of herbs, cheese, ham for Nick, and the tomato sauce is cooking in here. And we cook in here the little pizza bread. Where's the pizza bread? Okay, and so we've got the pizza bread, and all together, final result. Woo! Look at that. That looks good.